burning in your spirit, welling deep inside. You got a beast inside. I know it's hard to tame it, it's harder to explain it. Can't even get a picture, no matter how you frame it. There's so much pressure with all these external stresses, and undoubtedly try to touch you. Gotta push them through the feeling, even though your mind is reeling. The power's deep inside and leads you if you were willing. Got the power. Can you feel the power? This is the hour to release your power. Got the power.
Good evening and welcome to another episode of the Power of Shut Up podcast. Welcome to February 29th, 2024. I'm excited about this entire month. We've had a wonderful time kind of talking about self-love, romantic love, community love, and a little computer love. We talked about it all because I consider February Love Month, but also this has been Black History Month. So I wanted to officially welcome you to the last day of Black History Month 2024. And for those who forgot, this is also a leap year. So we have a 29th day in February. I first want to say thank you for tuning in and joining us every week, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on Facebook and on YouTube. We have had some amazing guests come and visit us, and we've had some informative and inspirational information and messages along the way. We've also had some celebrations. We've celebrated new book releases. We've celebrated new releases of music. We've had a great time on here. We've been celebrating each other. We inspired each other. We empowered each other, and we've actually enlightened each other on a lot of things. We've learned something about Black Love Day. For those who didn't know, on February 13th, we learned some amazing things. We've also shared some Black history moments. I pulled out some Black history moments from the archives of Luncheon with Lisa, and we talked about our history. I wanted to connect that because this is the 29th day of February in 2024, and we all know every year is not leap year. So I wanted to connect that with Black history. Although there are times when our history gets lost, it gets forgotten. This was also a reminder to you that we have not forgotten, and we will continue to remember. We will continue to share the light, and we will continue to celebrate Black history and those who have been a part of it. And remember that back then or present or in the future, we are all part of Black history. So let's keep talking about it. Let's keep sharing it, and let's keep celebrating it. So I also wanted to remind you all, part of history, right, is that the Power Shut Up released their new theme and videos, our theme song and our new video of the Power Shut Up podcast. And you can catch it every time we go live at the very beginning. I'm hoping you all are starting to enjoy it and grab onto the hour of power if you pay attention to the words. Thank you so much. Special shout out to Donnie B Got the Beats. And we plan to keep this ball rolling into March of 24 with Women's History Month. So a lot more to come, a lot more great guests and great information. So I'm excited for what's to come, and we will look forward to seeing you on the show going forward. We're going to be having giveaways coming for those who have won things on the show. You know how it is. You know how we get down. We love to give things away. We give great gifts because I'm one of those gift givers that I'm not going to give you anything that I wouldn't want to have. So if you choose not to take it, I don't mind keeping it. But we have some giveaways. We have some more celebrations. You all know April is a big month over here for several reasons. We'll share more as that gets closer. We have some new announcements of events that are coming up: the Power Shut Up Symposium, the Hidden Treasure Awards. We have not forgotten. We're busy over here. We also have, like I said, some amazing guests that are already scheduled and more to be scheduled. So please, please go over to my YouTube channel, Lisa Dove Washington, and subscribe. We would love to have you to subscribe to the channel so you can catch all the shows, and do it now because, well, wait a minute, because the show's getting ready to start. Do it as soon as the show is over. How about that? And go over there so you can check out all the past shows. Also the Luncheon with Lisa shows to see how we roll. And then if there's more to come, and make sure that you get the alert so you know when we're going live. Also, please like and follow and share the Power Shut Up Facebook page. That page has been up for a while. Please go on over there. We go live every Thursday on that page, as well as YouTube. So we would love for you to go over there and like the page. And please, 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 please go out to TikTok. I know some of you haven't gotten over there, but I do spend some time over TikTok. Love TikTok. And we have a Power Shut Up podcast page, and we would love for you to follow the page because I do plan to go live on that page as well to spread the love. And I also wanted to, again, thank you for all of your love and support. And please feel free to share this with family and friends. Of course, all of this started with the Power Shut Up book. So you can always inbox me, hit me up to get your signed copy, or you can go on Barnes & Noble or Amazon and get a digital copy or a hard copy. It's the Power Shut Up second edition. I am the author. That's my baby. I released that on the last day of my 50th birthday, and it was the best thing I ever did. I released it on a billboard in Times Square. And I actually released a couple of other books that I was co-author of in Times Square that year. So that was a big year for me. I went to Times Square probably 3 times for a billboard release. But the Power Shut Up, which is my baby, was one of them. So I just placed an order for some Power Shut Up books because my last venture at the Prince George's County Sports and Learning Center, I actually was a speaker and a vendor. So I actually, one of the vendors there, and I failed to have their name. I'll try to put it in the comments, but I purchased this wonderful African piece. I have another one that I purchased too. So I decided to honor the whole Black History Month by rocking it. It is the most beautiful piece I've seen in so long. So I wanted to wear that, but I also wanted to just make sure that I tapped in before we got started with a throwback, because I would love for everybody after this to go do something amazing. Send somebody, I love you, I thank you, I support you, you are beautiful, you are a wonderful person, something nice, or something to remind them of our Black history, about who we are inside as people, regardless of color. Do something special today. So I want you to watch the show though. So don't do it wild unless you decide to share this live with them. And then, talk to them in the comments because I'll be there. So I'll see you tonight. But please, please remember, I appreciate all the support. I thank you. And I look forward to more to come here at the Power Shut Up podcast. So stay seated, get your favorite drink. I have mine and my Power Shut Up mug. So if you're looking for some merch, I do have it. I have cups, I have keychains, I have pins, I have t-shirts. So there's a lot going on over here. All you got to do is reach out and ask, and we'll make sure we hook you up. And it goes for the women and the men and the kids alike. More to come with the Power Shut Up. We're still growing and doing amazing things. So I thank you. So please sit back, get your favorite drink and snack, and enjoy the show.
I can't find it. It doesn't seem to be on any of these stations.
Keep looking.
Oh, you're going too slow. Let me take the wheel.
It's too fast. How could you even tell what's on?
I can tell.
Back.
Too late. I'm in the 40s. Gotta go around the horn. It's faster.
Wait, stop. I look for the giant chicken.
Now it's...
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Power of Shut Up podcast. I am excited about tonight's show, as I am about every single show. You all know we are coming to the end of the year, so we have one more show after tonight before we kind of take a break, a holiday break, and enjoy our family and friends. And then we come back in January because we're still in season 1. But we have had some amazing guests come onto this show, and I am so grateful for all that they have shared. I don't know what to say about them except that they're gonna come back. They got to come back because they're part of the family. As I tell everybody, they're stuck with us. But I hope you all have enjoyed the information and the guests so far. I'm really excited about what we're about to do tonight because I have one of my girls joining me. And we're gonna switch things up a little bit. So I never kind of we used to do things with Luncheon with Lisa where we would, read bios and things like that. But we're switching things up a little bit, and you'll see why when it happens. I haven't even told our guests what we're going to be doing. Just a little bit of something. She'll get it. But I first wanted to say happy birthday. Happy birthday to those who are out there celebrating a birthday. You all know that I will celebrate Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So definitely a birthday. So please enjoy. It's your day. And I also wanted to say happy anniversary to those who are out there celebrating love. I am mushy gushy all day long. So if you are out there celebrating love, I say do your thing. Okay. Love is everything. And congratulations. I wanted to say congratulations to those out there who you bought a new house, you started a new career, you got a new job, whatever it is, congratulations. Keep going, keep shining, show us how it gets done. So without further ado, I actually wanted to do a couple of shout outs before we bring on our guests. And I wanted to remind you of some projects I've been working on. So I think I've mentioned to you all about Dr. Gail on Love, Sex, and Marriage. So I'm working on that TV show that's coming up. Sean is connected to that as well. We are excited. We already started filming down in Texas and the DMV. There'll be some filming in the DMV come December. So we're planning for that. We are so excited to roll that out. So you can check out this pilot. And we're going to be pushing that. So please just stay tuned, follow the journey because we're really excited about that. I also wanted to mention with Dr. Gail that she does a conference called Bringing the Sexy Back to the Marriage. Every year, I think I've gone for the last 8 or 9 years. This year, it's the Battlefield for Marriage. Please, wives and those who are engaged to be married, you got to check this conference out. It is something kind of fun. Okay, I can't tell you everything because we can't talk about it here. There's some things that you just got to be there. You know how you hear what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas. This is the same kind of thing. But you are missing out if you do not register. I am registered, so I hope to see you there in January. I also wanted to shout out that I've been part of a book collaboration called Step Into Leadership Greatness. And so this year they're having a summit and I'm excited about it. It's going to be in December. So please register, come on out. I've had Dr. Jennifer on the show, I think last week or the week before. We talked about stepping into leadership greatness. It was a great conversation. So I am really looking forward to that summit. And I did want to do a special shout out. I don't mention this a lot because there's so many things going on. And, Lisa just jumps right in. But a shout out to my DSM Media. Not my DSM Media, my Dove Style Magazine team. So for those who don't know, I do have an online magazine, dovestylemagazine.org. And this was one of the photo shoots for some of my team. They are amazing. And I want you to go check out some of the articles, the stories, the events that we've covered over the years. Dove Style Magazine has been around for 10 years, but we have some amazing stories in there. So I want you to go check it out. This is my amazing team from my web designer to photographer. Actually, Lincoln Lander, shout out to him. He took our picture down at the harbor for those in the DMV. So shout out to my team. I love y'all. And I haven't said anything about the magazine too much because there's so many other things going on, but just special shout out to them. So what I wanted to do is something different. And we'll be doing that all through the night. And I think Sean gave a giveaway with what we're going to be doing when she posted. She said something about giveaways, and y'all know I love to give giveaways. And we haven't done one in a while, so we'll be giving some stuff away. But I wanted to introduce our guests. Before I do that, I wanted to actually thank Sean for her yes and coming on and joining us. She's a busy lady doing all kinds of things. You'll get to know her in just a minute, and I can't wait to share her with you all. But I'm going to introduce her a little differently than we've done in the past. So some of you may have seen this if you're on TikTok, but Sean loves music. So what I decided to do was just a little snippet of music to bring her in, because sometimes when we're at speaking conferences, or, you know, Sean has been the host or the speaker. And for those who don't know, she was actually the host of the Power Shut Up Symposium the very first year. And then she came on as a panelist the next year. So she's part of the Power of Shut Up crew. I've had several of them on the show. Donnie, Sean, I've had several on the show. Victoria as well. But I want to actually introduce Sean in a different way. So, Shariva, help us out just a little bit. Welcome to Sean Mason Lesor. This is her intro music. So we bringing her to the stage. I can't wait for y'all to meet her. Welcome, Sean.
Yes, I get some intro music. Hey, oh.
Yes, I knew that you would love that because Sean loves music. Welcome, Sean, to the Power Shut Up podcast.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Lisa, for having me. I am, besides a fan, I am so excited to just kick it with you and your incredible team. Can I just say, listen, okay, for all of the people who are watching, what's happening here, the commercials, the promos, the pictures, listen, this is okay. This is top notch. Okay, this is next level. I'm just in awe.
I appreciate that. Look, Shariva she's everything. Shariva's always surprising me with something. When you all see the promo flyers and things like that, Shariva has skills. I'm blessed to have her as part of the team. One day we'll have to have her on and kind of share how, you know, we connected. And this is good to go to show you that generations can mix. So, because Shariva's a millennial, y'all know sometimes I'll be like, my daughter's a millennial too, and that's just a whole situation. Sean gonna tell you how she got a few in her life too. Sometimes that can be a challenge, but we are here to say that we can all work together and make things happen. And here you have it, the Power Shut Up podcast. But Sean, I'm so excited to have you on here tonight, and we want to talk about some things. One being your new book that came out, kind of new, kind of not, and a couple of other things that you know how to do. Marketing is one of Sean's, places of expertise, and we're going to talk about this mom of five who has been an entrepreneur for over 20 years, I think. Mm-hmm. And people talk about entrepreneurship. I kind of fell into it, but 20 years, an entrepreneur. If you're not going to listen to anybody else, you might want to grab a few tips from this woman on entrepreneurship, being a mom, being a comedian. So you'll see, she's funny. She funny, or you gonna be funny, but somebody gonna be funny. But Sean, I wanted you to talk about, and we can start wherever you want to, and blend them all together, because Sean has also been the host of the Sean Mason Spence Show years ago, where we met, and I actually began to produce her show. So it's been a long time. We've been, connected for a long time. I will shout out Sylvia Traymore Morrison. If you all don't know her, Sylvia is the first, I'm trying to think, I want to make sure I say it right, but she is a renowned African-American female impressionist in the country. She's the only. And she actually has done, she's done openings for, I think, Whitney Houston. I think one of her managers was Red Fox, but I'm honored, and Sean, I'm sure as well, that she is actually just a good friend of ours who brought us together. And it all started on Facebook. So y'all stop talking about social media being a bad thing, because connections are made in a wonderful way. So thank you, Sylvia. If you out there, shout out to you. She's a busy lady now. She doing her thing up there. So thank you so much, Sylvia, for bringing Sean and I together. But Sean, tell us a little bit about, and we can start here, but I know y'all gonna love this title. Sean has a new book out, and it's called Hot Mama Cold Pizza. Okay, so I'm gonna show you real quick because this cover is fire. So if y'all can see this, The cover is fire. And this is the marketing queen. But let's start here. How, what?
Again, first of all, when I think about all that you have done, Lisa, I am, again, so proud of you and your consistency in your journey. A media mogul. I mean, from the magazine to producing more than just show. It started with me, but you always had it, always wanted to do it, were willing and open to having me kind of, give you some insight. And now you have amazing teams surrounding you. And again, I'm so proud of you. And so really, I think the first thing is that watch who you hang around with.
It matters. It matters.
It matters who you hang around with. And so I'm a writer by trade. I have always, I've been writing, and since I was 7. So we have, and this is not my first book. This is just the latest book. So I realized that we need to share our stories. Mm-hmm. So I think about the one question that people asked me all of my adult life, for real, because I had my first child right out of college. How do you do it? That's like the question that people would always ask. I go to the grocery store, and yes, I do have 5 children. Remember, one Cindy short of the Brady's, and and people would always ask, "Are these your kids? Did you adopt? Are these your children? Your children's friends?"
They look just like her. They all hers.
They all mine. They all mine. And so really this book was really I really say an homage, if you will, to really my children, because I wrote the book many years ago. And a friend of mine said, well, what do you think the kids are going to think? It was in the days where reality shows were a little taboo and nobody wanted to tell your business. Well, that's changed.
Right.
So I actually held on to it, but really wanted my children, because at that time, homeschooling, it was weird. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Again, how much has that changed, right? Right. Compliments of COVID.
Right.
So they were different, an anomaly, if you will. And they all turned out all right. They all are fine. They made it through. Okay. And I wanted them to know it wasn't always hectic. It wasn't always weird. It wasn't always whatever people thought, and give them just a glimpse at the fun that we had in the journey. Them watching me work, right? Them watching each other. Okay. Because
right.
That's a whole thing.
Right.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what people are going to get. People are going to get some survival tips. You're going to laugh. You're going to cry. And all of the emotions in between.
Sean had a book signing here in Maryland, because actually Sean is in Texas, but she came here and did a book signing. It was a very intimate event, but it was so funny to hear her read portions of her book, because I've known Sean for years, but you don't get all the stories, even in 10 years plus. Mm-hmm. I haven't gotten all the stories, and her being a 20 plus year entrepreneur, raising 5 children and homeschooling all of them is just a huge feat. And you just I don't know how that's done. But when you hear some of the, chapters in the book, especially the one that actually explains how the book got its title, it just reminds you of, it couldn't have been all bad. I know it sounds like a lot, but there were some hilarious times. Like, how could there not be? There's 5 children and a mom who is actually a comedian. So this has got to be funny.
Well, what's funny, Lisa, is that they are the source. They actually are the reason that I started a large portion of why I started comedy, but also why I stayed in the field of comedy. Mm-hmm. So I was I was married. I like to say that, all them kids, one baby daddy, okay? Same one, okay? Who was my husband, okay? We can talk about that later.
Oh,
So,
husband.
yeah, my husband. And it was interesting because
Hey, KD, thank you so much for tuning in.
yes. So one of the things that I had to do was laugh. I think a lot of times we take ourselves too seriously. I grew up, first person in my family to graduate from college. You got to go out here, you got to go and make this money, you got to go and be a lawyer, you got to go and be a doctor, whatever it is, right? And I know that many of your listeners know what I'm talking about. You probably, if it wasn't done to you, you're doing it to your children right now.
Yep.
And the last thing on my parents' mind was me being somebody's mama. Okay. I have two sisters. They were good. They could do that.
I was like, oh no, not that.
No, don't.
And
do
then
that.
You went for 5. You're an overachiever. I get it.
See, don't do that. Don't come for me on your show. Okay. Listen. I don't advocate. Okay. Remember, we were poor. We were poor college students. All right. We didn't have cable. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. So. So it's the truth, okay? Whole truth and nothing but the truth. So it was really interesting because after college, we got married shortly after college, and I had my daughter, which drum roll, I'm gonna give a shout out, Lisa.
Okay.
2 of my children born in November, one on the 11th, one on the 14th. They are the oldest and the youngest are born November 11th.
In November, okay. November babies. Okay.
Yes, November babies. And so when she was born, I was like a deer in headlights. Can I just tell the whole, a deer in headlights. So all of those people who used to walk past me, it's like, oh, you must be good with kids. I was like, why? What makes you think that?
Where you get that from?
where did this come from? Like,
this look is giving you that. Okay.
Exactly. I was like, is this shock? Is this total overwhelm giving you this sense that I'm good with kids? Right. I was always trying to drop them off at friend's house or have a play date or something. Anyway, it wasn't that bad. I don't know. You got to ask them because everybody's in therapy. Right. Everybody's in therapy now. Okay, we pro therapy. So the thing that is so just amazing is that I just believed that you could do it. That there was no one around me who was doing it. And so when I told my parents that I wanted to stay at home, they lost their natural minds. Okay. So once again, right. Who you think you are? You ain't Marsha Brady. Okay. Where they do that at? Right. So it was really culturally different. At least it was culturally different at that time to have been traditionally educated. At that time, I had a master's degree and then decided to stay at home, especially because we weren't ballers and shot callers. You know what I mean? And I just really felt that I wanted to be there because I knew it wasn't going to last. Right. It's just really, just from my heart, it's not going to last. Anybody that's out there and you're overwhelmed, it's not going to last. Because even now, at least I'm an empty nester, I still don't believe I did it. Like I still be like, for real.
Luca, thanks for tuning in.
I just I just again, it doesn't last. So we were away from family. We're from Detroit. That's where our family is, still is. And
Detroit now.
Yes, come on, the 313. Shout out anybody from the 313. You got to post up. What up, though? I know it's just how we do. It's what we do. I just anyway, I really want the book to encourage somebody. I want you to laugh. You're taking yourself seriously. You worry that you didn't make this goal. Maybe you didn't get that certificate. Maybe you're not in the job that you want. The world wants us to think about all the things that we're not. And I just want to let everybody know you're still here.
I love it. And when she first shared the title, I was like, okay, hi mama, I get it. My girl is hot, she hot. Cold piece. So the kid is the kids getting cold pizza? Like, who's getting cold pizza? And actually it's pretty literal. I would love for you to get the book. I'm gonna show it again. And actually, I think we're gonna do a giveaway of the book, but this is one of the cutest books ever. But she helps those, especially now, like you said, COVID brought about homeschooling. And I know for some parents it was like, what? Like I never wanted to be a teacher. Like I didn't want to be a teacher. And
I didn't want to be home with them all day.
Well, that part too. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Like, so I'm supposed to be home with them all day. Like, where's recess? Like all of a sudden now kids were getting recess at home. Like, what are we doing here? But I think you all should really get a copy of this book. It tells about all of her homeschooling with the kids and the things that she went through. Great tips, because I have had people that are interested in homeschooling on a serious note. Like COVID actually kind of got some people interested in, and plus, some of the school systems aren't what they used to be. So, parents had to start taking this seriously, but this was just old hat for you. This is just how life was for you. I mean, and you managed doing all of this, and on top of that, being an entrepreneur. So I wanted you to also share, even though you're an author, you're a writer, and she does copyright. She does a lot of things in the area of writing and journalism and things like that. But you also do marketing and things like that. So tell us how you got into some of those arenas. And like I mentioned, she's been the host of her show. That's actually where I started to learn some things of being behind the mic. We were actually in studio, and I learned a lot and just enjoyed it. So she actually, when I came on board as a producer, she gave me a segment, and I just had to watch her do her thing. But she just has the personality and the talk for it. She is hilarious. And we just got in the studio and had a good time. So it wasn't work. It was just fun on air. That's all it was.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I hope people are listening, Lisa, because with this giveaway, y'all gonna have to answer some questions, okay?
That's right.
So
try to pay attention to some things.
Try to pay attention for little nuances. So we
absolutely. But before we do that, though, Sean, I wanted to, because I know Sean is a lover of music. Okay. So what I wanted to do, which is different than something we've done before here, is and I'm a lover of music as well. And if anybody watches, especially my TikTok page, I will duet some good old school music in a minute and just act like we just in a party. Because see, back in my day, we had house parties and then maybe cabarets. But right now, I'm just
blue lights in the basement. Okay.
Right. But right now, I'm home, duetting on TikTok. Life has changed. So because it's safe. It's safe right here. But no, I wanted to have what we would call a commercial, but this is just kind of a music break with Sean. I know this will hit you because when the music hit, you just go for it. So let's just have maybe a minute or so, just a music break and hear some old school music. Let's do that.
The man promised me a raise. Who's gonna raise me when I'm dead? Oh, I'm so tired of punching that clock every day. Always skating on thin ice. Lord knows we could use a holiday, baby. Just the two of us would be so nice. Give me the bum.
Not resist. So thank y'all for that moment.
Oh,
but I just had to do it because it did take me back to skating days. It took me back to just old school jams. So I just wanted to take a little break, get that energy up, because Sean is one of those that whenever she's at a conference and she happens to be a speaker there, Sean come in on some music. Okay, she do her thing. Okay,
and I'm gonna dance from the door to the stage. Period.
Absolutely.
Just is what it is.
If there's no music involved, she ain't gonna do it. She's not gonna do it. Like, no, get somebody else to do it.
Yeah, get somebody else to do it. I gotta have some music. And what's so funny, Lisa, when you talk about entrepreneurship, it's really just the choices. It's really about choices. I realized as a writer, I was writing for corporations, and I realized that I understood marketing, I understood promotion, I understood how to phrase something and cause people to react, take action. Mm-hmm. And so I started as a copywriter, and when I realized that copywriting was not just such a valuable tool, that it was part of marketing, I ended up getting asked, was like, well, would you do this for me? Would you do this for me? And I was like, oh, well, yeah. And the one thing that I always have done is start stuff. Like I'm good at starting stuff. I'm gonna start a business. I just started organization. I started student government in high school. I like starting stuff. So when people were telling me, I was like, you gonna pay me? I was like, wait a minute. That means I got to do an invoice. So then I kind of put two and two together. I said, well, I got to have a business. So it really started, and it got more formal and more, it just kind of jumped off in the 90s.
Okay.
Jumped off in the 90s. I didn't know anybody who was an entrepreneur. I knew people who had kind of, side businesses, what we call side hustles, or part-time freelance, again, as a writer. Right. But I actually started getting referrals, and people started asking me, oh, could you do this? Could you do this? And I was like, you know what? I think I could really do this. And I love it. I love even now. And there's been so many ebb and flow. Okay, so everybody who's out here on TikTok, standing next to a Culligan or whatever kind of Rolls Royce they rented for the photo shoot. And I'm not saying they all do. I'm just saying a lot do. Okay. You really got to want to do it. I mean, you really have to want, because there will be times where you don't want to. Yep. Just like your job. And I think people don't understand that. There are times in business, especially after 25 years, that I don't want to do it, that I'm ready to quit. Clients trip out, folks lie on you, don't pay bills. I mean, it just is what it is. Right. And sometimes you want to quit. And I think the love of marketing, of working with people, of building, of growing is what keeps me going. It keeps me going every day.
Absolutely. And we've talked about this, because one of the things that kept me going, and I tried to start this off, even when I started to do some things that, led me into being an entrepreneur, I had to kind of grab onto the mindset of, and I know I struggled with this in the beginning, but for instance, with the online magazine, in the beginning, I think, Sean, you were there when I that's how I came on your show, was that Sylvia brought me on with her as a guest, and we talked about the magazine. And I had to get this mentality of, if just one person, just one, reads the magazine, I'm good. And you can get one. So I was like, instead of, kind of building myself up for all of these goals, like 100 people got to see it, and it's got to reach, out the country, and those things happened, but I was still okay. If one person gets something that was empowering or enlightening or inspiring, then I felt like that was success for me. And because that was my mentality in entrepreneurship, I wasn't always disappointed. I think the only downfall where I started to, as you start to grow, is where I reached out to you, because Sean actually, does coaching, and she's been with me as a coach. And share with me, okay, so now it's time to step it up. And that's why what you said earlier about the people around you, because I needed someone to remind me that, okay, I mean, that's a good start, but I'm gonna need you to ante up, kind of
business
up.
Right. Yep. Business needs to make money. So here's something that's interesting. I would just want to preface, as much as I hear people, so you were talking about little tips, people talk about, I just do it because I love it. That's the challenge for me as a marketing person, because I need you to make money. I mean, because I need you to pay me.
Right.
Right. I need you to make money. And I think a lot of times people got real frou-frou and everybody just want to kumbaya. I'm like, people got to eat. So a lot of times I will say to people, I'm like, if you're not willing to talk about numbers, if you're not talking about profit, the one thing I appreciate about you, Lisa, is that you will sit up here and say, you know what, you're right. Because you're out here spending money and you out here signing up for stuff and doing stuff. Then here's what happens, Lisa. You become resentful of your business or the people close to you do. That's true. If your spouse, right now, everybody, your spouse or your children see you leaving the house all the time, and you coming back all frou-frou, but you don't have no food. You don't have any gas. I mean, so seriously, like I think that's kind of my issue, and I've shared this with you often. Dealing with entrepreneurs, especially in this online space where you can't really see, nobody's showing tax returns, nobody's showing anything. I'm not out here saying I'm a millionaire because that's what people are saying, because that's what you're supposed to say. Right. I'm like, but is that true? Or for real, can you sustain even the lie? Because I mean, it's a lot of folks, they're a millionaire or whatever on TikTok and Facebook. And when you meet them, they trying to hop in your Uber, right? Because they don't have any money in the account, right? So it's and all of that. And again, it's not a face of judgment. It's the part that no one gets to see, right? It's the part that no one wants to talk about or allow themselves to be vulnerable and open. Yep. Going through divorce wrecks anybody financially. I don't care who you are. Okay. It's just on the level where you are, right? Whether it's Dr. Dre or Jeff Bezos. I mean, it's just the level you are on. So having that while I was running a business, while I was, with children, and it was a lot. And so no, I was not creating content or taking clients. And yes, I dropped the ball because I'm emotionally a wreck. And those are the other part that, again, people don't understand. Entrepreneurship is not different or not as much different as every other part of your life. You got ups, you got downs, you got ins, you got outs. And guess what? I have to go to work when I don't want to because I need to eat. Right. Well, even my staff needs to get paid. Okay.
Even more so with entrepreneurship, because and that's why I had to learn some things. And like I said, with entrepreneurship, Sean is that coach. She is that friend. She is that just person who going to tell you like it is. So there were many conversations that, I probably didn't like Sean too much. Yeah. But no. I was like, girl, please. But no, the one thing about being an entrepreneur that I had to learn along the way is I had to be open. I really did, because it doesn't work the same. It was very different than me having, I had a career and, but there were some guarantees there in a different way than there was for this business that I was creating. And I, a lot of times, you got a career, but you don't love that as much as you love this entrepreneurship thing you got going on. But the money doesn't flow the same way here as it does there. And I was one of those where I think someone made up a name. I don't even know if it was a true name, Sean, but because you've been in the business for a long time, but this dual entrepreneurship. Right, and it was this whole world of people who, y'all think that we're judging people about long hair, short hair, with big eyes, small eyes, whatever it is. No, it was a whole thing about being an entrepreneur. Some of the entrepreneurs were saying, well, you're not really an entrepreneur because you have a job. So that is a whole world too. So I had to run into that, where you felt like you was trying to stand up for, okay, well, I'm in this world too, but it's work. And not saying that having a career is work too, but to be able to have that, Sean, you're a mom of 5. You're having to balance kids of several ages. The story she could tell about just the balancing act itself was it was amazing, but it was inspiring. And the fact that you have been in entrepreneurship all your life. There were conversations we had where she was looking at me like, I don't even know what you're talking about, because I've always been over here. Like you dipping in, but I've been over here. So life was different for her. And when you have those moments when it's not the season, or you have to switch up and change some things up, do something new. It's a blessing to be able to have an imagination where you can keep coming with something new, keep changing things around. But you did have some consistent things. The writing that you did actually changed lives of so many people. You wrote for magazines. I think is it one of the parent magazines? There's a couple of magazines you wrote for. You can share that. But I did want to make sure that they actually knew all of the the multifaceted, how Sean does. So multitasking is just a whole thing over here.
It's funny because actually I still wonder sometimes, because the subtitle of the book is Tales of Motherhood, Homeschooling, and Trying to Have It All. Right. My good girlfriend told me, you can have it all, just not at the same time. So I want y'all to really think about that. It's that cake is good. You just can't eat it all at one time.
That's right.
And so I think the biggest challenge, Lisa, is thinking differently than how even I was raised or how people around me were. I made myself a morning person. I made myself have set hours. I mean, really, because I needed to get up before the kids.
Right.
So everybody, you have to, the benefit and also the challenge for people to understand is that we do get to create our world. But my world is probably going to look different because I was up at 5 a.m. That's when I could shower quietly. Y'all, come on. I could get dressed. If I was not dressed, and I mean to my stockings or have my shoes by the door, I may not get dressed or get out the door till 11 or 12 o'clock.
Right.
So I had to understand. I was like, okay, these 2 hours, my 5 to 7, used to be part of like the 5 a.m. club. My 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. was really sacred to me. And because I was up before the kids, like I said, I had all the lessons. I had the boom, 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 boom. And then guess what? By the end of the day, when their dad came home, I was no more good, to be quite honest with you. I had already been up about 12 hours, right?
Right.
I might have gotten in a nap depending on what age some of the kids were, but I'm in bed by 8 o'clock.
So, well, and that was hard too, because as we started to do the show, and we were on once a week, but you have to plan, you have to prepare, you're producing the show. And so there were many times where me being a night owl, that, by 9 o'clock, Sean was checked out. So she might've been sitting on the phone, but she sure wasn't talking on the phone. So, I had to adjust because your schedule was very different than mine. And then you being a mom of 5 and homeschooling and entrepreneurship, just your time was just used very differently, where in the evening, that was my time to just flow. Cause I'm like, okay, good. It's 9 o'clock at night. Look what I found. And so many times she was like, girl, you are pushing me.
I would say, Lisa, I did not hear you. I know that there was sound happening, but I did not comprehend. No comprendo. No comprendo.
And I had to adjust to that because we were actually working together on some things. So we had to make some adjustments. You got someone who likes email versus someone who does text because of the way they're living. So all of those things go into entrepreneurship. And you actually tap into a lot of that in this book, because while you were an entrepreneur, you were actually a mom who was homeschooling your children. And I don't know if you all just get it. I keep saying that because that's huge. Like, it's just huge. Like, who does that? Okay.
That's what so many people. I'm going to tell you something that actually is, and I don't know if anyone has ever asked me about this before, Lisa, but I'm going to share it on your show because you're you. It was easier with 5 kids, because when I was separated and going through divorce, I had 5 children in 5 different schools. So I want you to just grab a hold of this, okay? 5 different schools, everybody. So how in the world could I be involved? I tell people all the time, I'm like, how could I come to a parent-teacher conference? How could I possibly get them involved in sports? the most bizarre experience, in all fairness, was when they went to school. I was like, oh, I can't do it. No, they were trying to recruit me for stuff. Like, no, I can't. No,
yeah, I
there's
think Shariva can
nothing
relate to that. I can certainly relate to that. I know at one point my husband said, "Don't you come back home with a title for nothing. Every time you go out this house, you come back with being the president of PTA or whatever. So don't raise your hand no more. Just don't raise your hand no more. Don't ask no questions. Just go and come home." But it's hard for people who are wanting to help. They want to give, and they want to do and inspire and empower people. It's just what you do. And Sean, you're made up of all of that. So I wanted to just kind of give them a glimpse and definitely push them to get this book. And I keep wanting to show you all this because this book actually kind of
Amazon.
Yeah, it's available on Amazon, but it actually just shows you how this is done. Thanks, Shariva. You got to get a copy of this. The stories would just make you smile. It really kind of let you know that for those who are thinking about homeschooling, making some adjustments in life, because I know the world we live in is very different now, that it can be done. And she gives you the real. So like I said, she's one of those people who's not going to really sugarcoat too much. And yeah, she don't. She doesn't. So, you know, at times it has been like, I don't want to talk to you right now. But I appreciate Sean so much.
I you know, at least it's like every time I think about it, for your listeners, it's not going to always look like you think it's going to look, right, and it's still all good. Like that's really what blew my mind, and also my children. Now they're adults, and some of them were at our initial launch, that first book signing, and they were laughing.
Yep.
Because they try to explain their lives to their friends, and they're like,
I can't. She said, I can't make this stuff up.
I can't. I can't make this stuff up.
But it's in the book. It's in the book.
It's in, right. We got witnesses. And so just you're okay. And that's really, I feel now, at least at this age, I really just want people to know there. Like I said, there were times I wanted to quit. There was, postpartum depression. There were, the kids were sick. And when one is sick in a household, like, okay, kids are like Petri dishes, okay? Because I really want to go up to some of y'all kids right now and be like, you're nasty. Anyway, they are. But guess what? One person's sick, they are all sick. And then the doctors would have the nerve to ask me to pay a copay each time.
Yes.
Really? So guess what? I started mixing stuff, okay? So all these herbologists and sea moss, all this other stuff, nah, baby, I was doing some stuff, okay?
You sure were. I
was doing some stuff then. Because
you talking about somebody making soap, making this, making that. She was just making it do what it do, I'm telling you, you gotta get this book to kind of see, get a picture of life with a mom of 5 and see how it is done. She did it. She does some amazing things. I know, look, we could talk for forever because I just love having conversations with Sean, but we do want to do some giveaways for them, Sean. And I do want to really quick, before we do have our Power Shut Up TikTok moment at the end, and we'll let them know how to get in touch with you. But we want to do a couple of giveaways. I think Sean wants to give away a book. And she reminded me that I love giveaways. So you all don't know, and I hope you all are in here. Please share this with your family and friends. But I have, and for you all that used to tune into Luncheon with Lisa, I connected with a family, actually. It's a mom and her daughter and her family is all involved. But it's called Notes to Self, if you all have ever heard of Notes to Self. And because it was aligned with the Power Shut Up and how we speak to ourselves, she makes these socks, and the socks have positive affirmations on the toe of the sock. And the concept, you have to look up her story. She's been on the show before, but the concept is that when you get out of bed, the first thing you do when you throw your legs over the side of the bed is that you look down at your feet, which we actually kind of do. And she actually puts things on the top. So it says, I'm crushing it, or I am beautiful, or I am strong. But there's all kind of messages on these socks. So I actually have been supporting her business for years because I'm one of those givers, and my giveaways are usually things that if you don't want them, I'll keep them. Not a problem. But I want to give away a couple of socks. These are ornaments you can hold on to. So we'll do a couple. I'll try to do a couple next week because this is the holiday. So, I am all about Christmas. Christmas is one of my favorite holidays. So yeah, this is kind of a holiday celebration, give away some stuff. And we're going to have a little moment, Sean, where we talk about how all of these things, being a mom, being an entrepreneur, marketing, you actually get people right as far as, a couple times she had to check me on my faith, and what was going on in my life. But with all of this, I want to connect it to the Power Shut Up real quick. So let's first do this. In all of the things that you've experienced as a mom, homeschooling your children, you have been the host of the Power Shut Up Symposium. And you actually, if you all don't know, in my book, The Power Shut Up, Sean is the one who wrote the foreword. Tell me or share with them, what is the attraction when I first shared with you about The Power Shut Up? Because she's always been so supportive. But what was it about The Power Shut Up that you felt like, yes, I want to be a part of this being a message that gets out there to the others?
I think we talk too much and we don't listen. We are not present. We don't take the time to have the experience. One of the blessings of being a writer is you can record. And when you shared with me about the power of shut up, what I heard, different than some people because they don't whatever about shut up, I heard be still, be quiet for a minute, slow your roll, think about it. I mean, so much of what you talk about is really how I hope more people move. I think people now are just, everybody is talking.
Yep.
It used to be a time where you had to actually be a journalist before you had a show, or you had to go through fact checking. Isn't that interesting how we live in a world now? You could just say whatever.
You can say whatever you want.
You can say whatever you want. You don't have to prove it. You don't have to witness it. You can just say it. That's right. So I really feel like the power of shut up is transformative. It really causes us to think and causes us to really consider, do you really have to say that?
Right.
One of the things you and I have talked about is the biggest lie we were told as kids is sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
Not true.
Biggest lie.
Yep.
It's the words that have lasted. It's the words that we repeat over and over. It's the words that we carry with us. It's the words we even let come out of our mouths. So Absolutely. Things that people have said to us, we'll turn around and say it back, knowing it hurt us, oh, you ugly. And then you might even be telling yourself, I'm ugly. It's just amazing, the power of words. And so that's my thing. And it also, you talked about faith. It also is biblical.
Yeah.
The word says that the word framed the worlds, frames our worlds. So what the words come out of our mouths frame our existence. And so a whole bunch of people listening to shut up.
Zip it. Shut up. I was trying to be nice. Zip it. Shut it up. No, but in love, but shut it up. No, yep. I want us to actually do a couple of giveaways. Because me and Sean could go forever. I thank everybody for tuning in. Mocha, I see you. Business Pro, I see you. Business Pro said, the beautiful thing, and I was trying to see what he said. The beautiful thing about faith is it's all about believing. You don't know how it will happen, but you know it will. Absolutely. And you need those people in your life that will remind you of that. KD, thank you for tuning in. Cherie she amening even though she's behind the scenes talking about some facts. So let's do a couple of giveaways so that we can then, because Sean, you got it from the beginning when I talked about the power shut up, you absolutely understood. And when you said it went biblical, it really did. And I had a combination of mom telling me, Dr. Gail that I've mentioned was the one who actually, told me to shut up. And then it was, Stacey Lattisaw, who also has a portion in the book as well as Dr. Gail, but Stacey took it to the Bible, and I couldn't even say anything. It was like, hey, Darnell, thank you so much. But even Stacey Lattisaw was like, okay, so this is where silence shows up in the Bible. So let me show you why it's not just somebody trying to be mean and tell you to be quiet. And I mean, I didn't have nothing else to say. It left me speechless. And then there are times when I actually had to use it. I mean, even with Sean, where, she was the editor of my first version or revision of The Power Shut Up. And after she did all that redlining and stuff like that, I was like, like, this ain't even my book. Like, what you do? Right. So it took me a minute, but I had to learn. And that's The Power Shut Up. I had to, take it in, take my feelings out of it, but it is a process, and I'm not always perfect at it. I can probably tell you in the last few weeks where I have not been good at it at all. I should have picked up my book and I didn't. So shame on me, but I'm glad that you got it, and I thank you for being a part of this journey. And I hope that I can continue to spread this message. And you have always been there to support it, so I thank you. So Darnell and Business Pro Mocha, Katie, and whoever else is out there, please tell everybody real quick. We're going to take a couple minutes to do some giveaways, and then we're going to do a TikTok moment and let you know how you can get in touch with Sean so you can get the book. Follow her. She's a businesswoman. She's amazing at marketing the ideas, but she's also part of the TV show that's going on with Dr. Gail on Love, Sex, and Marriage. So you can follow our journey because we get to do what we love together with her. Sean is actually the one that when I appeared on Channel 9, Washington, Great Day Washington, when I was on TV, I took Sean and Cherie were with me because I was like, okay, y'all know what to do, because I felt so good. I was like, this is home for me, but I knew she would understand what I was experiencing. So you need somebody like that in your life. So let's go ahead and do a couple of giveaways. Sean, I want you to do yours first. So please share how someone could possibly get a copy, and I'll kind of do my I'll do this while you tell them how they can possibly get it.
Oh, well, so Lisa and I have quite a few things in common, but there's one thing in common in particular that happens once a year. So I'm just going to kind of leave it there. Okay. And if somebody can tell me something close, you get a book from me. So let's see if somebody get close. I think I just gave it away.
Something that we have in common that happens once a year. That's a huge hint. So while you all are deciding what that is, and I'm trying to think, Sean, since you're the guest, I know I'm going to throw this at you.
Okay. Let's go.
I'm going to throw this at you because I can't think of what we could do, but I wanted to give away a couple of socks. You all, if you like footies, they have all kinds of positive messages on them. I don't even know if this tells me what the message is, but there's some messages. I'm just going to, whoever can answer some questions. Oh,
Mocha. Well, you're close. You're close. That's all I'm going to say. You're close. Let's see if somebody get it close. We can't let it be somebody who actually knows us.
And Mocha doesn't, she doesn't, she's guessing, so that's good. We might have to.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It might have to be.
Because I don't know what it is, y'all. So, she gave some good hints. So Mocha, you are in that arena, in that space. And while we're doing that, I'm going to throw out another question because there's still an opportunity. This is to win the book. There's still an opportunity to win a couple of socks. So, let me see, and Cherie, if you can think of something, we might even do a guess the number between. Let's see. So, Cherie, I want you to have the number, and I want whoever's going to win a pair of these positive affirmations footy socks. I want you to pick a number between 1 and 10. And Shariva, you got to pick the number and have it in your head. When you see it, they are the winner. So we got the book out there. We got some positive affirmation socks out there to win. And we won't hold you all evening because we are going to have to say goodbye, but we're going to get whoever's closest to what's going on. So far, Mocha's in the running, but y'all come on, throw some numbers out there.
Throw some other ideas. If she's close, what could be the difference? I don't know. I'm trying not to give it away.
And Mocha said 7. So Shariva, and y'all just roll out some numbers now. Shariva, whatever the number is, when it's hit, they will be the winner. Just let us know. So I think Shariva, you good. So 7 has been a number so far. Y'all got some other numbers, some other guesses. I don't know. Mocha's the one that's out there. She might be taking it all. She might take it all. I might have to put them in a bag for her because she's sweeping it. I got another number. It's number between 1 and 10. I believe I said right.
Yeah. Well, I think Lisa. Mocha is playing. We're gonna go ahead and send. I'm gonna go ahead and send her the book. You're gonna get all the information. Go, Mocha. I hope you enjoy it. Get all your information to Lisa's show. I will get it. And I will make sure I send the book to you. I'll even sign it. You know what? I'm gonna even sign it.
Yes, because y'all know you look. I got my copy, but y'all can have this one.
Yes.
Congratulations, Mocha. We're gonna get you a copy of Hot Mama Cold Pizza, Details of Motherhood, Homeschooling, and Trying to Have It All. So, Mocha, congratulations to you. And we have a couple of numbers out there for some positive affirmation socks. Who do we have? We have Darnell said 4. Mocha said 7. What y'all got? Shariva said, it's 1 to 10. So y'all got to keep guessing. Come on, let's bring it. I'm so excited. Thank you all for tuning in. We do have some great goodies out here. So let me see. Who is okay? So we got 7. We got 4. What else we got out here? It's only 1 to 10. Y'all better roll them numbers out. Darnell said 4. Apparently, it's not 4 or 7. Y'all got some more numbers between 1 and 10. Y'all want to guess? I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, wait. She can
say 5. Okay, Shariva's gonna let us know behind the scenes when you've reached the number. We have no idea what that number is. 5, 4, 7, 10. We got a 10. Okay, we getting down to the wire.
Okay, well, you know what? It looks like she got close. So I think Darnell is closest. We just found out behind the scenes.
Darnell is closest. Are we done here or what are we doing?
Yep, I think so. Darnell is closest.
Darnell is closest. So Darnell, we're gonna get you some socks. I do have, and you can actually pick. We have a black pair, we have a white pair, or we have a green pair, and we have a red pair. So you let me know what color you would like to have. We'll get that.
Yes, that's awesome.
Tell me what color, Darnell and Mocha. I will definitely get your information so we can get the book in the mail to you. Thank y'all so much for he wants the black. Absolutely. So I will get those black in the mail to you. There will be other opportunities to win because these are for the holiday. So this is an ornament. You can put it on the tree. You can open it now. You can do whatever. But yes, please send your information, Mocha and Darnell, and we'll get your gifts to you. Before we end, I would like to have a TikTok moment. And this is going to be related to the power of shut up. It's just something to think about to take you into the weekend, into next week. Because this is Veterans Day. So, I wanted to actually do a shout out to those who are celebrating Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. So let's go ahead and have our TikTok moment. We'll come back and get the information from Sean on how you can stay connected with her and say our goodbyes until next week.
Powerful. You ain't got to answer every question. You have not got to absolve every curious bystander. Stop making it your mission to change the mind of your accuser. Jesus did the same thing on Calvary when he got ready to go to the cross. He answered them not a word. Sometimes your greatest strength is in your ability to shut up.
Bam. So, that to me is just the message in itself. Sometimes we just got to learn how to zip it and it's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing bad about it. There's peace on the other side. So I encourage you all to share with your family and friends that the power shut up is not what you think it is all the time. Some people, know off the bat, but there are other people who think one thing and their perspective would lead them there. But if you come and tune into the show, you'll find out that I'm actually trying to change your perspective on those words and learn how to use them to your benefit in a beautiful way to bring you peace. It works. I'm testimony. It works. But I really would love to speak to those people who are like, what's she talking about? Nah, I got my voice. I'm going to use it. I'm not trying to take your voice away. I just want to help you to learn how to use it so that it benefits everyone. So thank you all so much. But Sean, I want to take a moment and tell people how to get in touch with you, where they can find you, and where they can find this book. Except Mocha gonna get hers in the mail from us signed. But how can they check you out?
Well, thank you so much for having me, Lisa. This was such a great experience. Again, we could talk forever. So again, I thank you. I'm so proud of you on the Power Shut Up podcast, and I'm so glad to be a part of season 1. So you can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. What you will find is tips, funny, inspiration, and just sometimes total shock about whatever life is throwing my way. So I want to encourage you to hook up. Let me know you heard me on the Power of Shut Up podcast, please, so that I can shout you out. And who knows, I might have another gift or something for you. Hint, hint. All right. So again, thanks so much, everybody. I appreciate you, Lisa. Thanks, Shariva. And I'll see you soon.
Absolutely. You all please continue to tune in to the Power Shut Up podcast every Thursday, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We stream live on my Power Shut Up Facebook page, also my personal page on Facebook. And you can also go to YouTube. Please subscribe and follow. You can get the reminders for when the show goes live, among other videos that we'll add on YouTube as well. You'll also be able to catch some old shows from Luncheon with Lisa and just catch up, check out our guests. As you can see, we have some amazing guests on here doing some amazing things. If you know someone that you think would be, great to share their story or their business or whatever it may be, please reach out to us. I think Shariva has the email address for info@DSM Media. We also want you, if you have a TikTok moment that you think would empower others, we want you to send them to us so we can share them on the show. That's what I want to do. I want to inspire people. We do have DSM Media also does commercials for people. So if you're interested, we do have some fees involved, but we can actually create a video for you and promote your business right here on the show. We also stream to Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Shariva has hooked us up, iHeartRadio, all of that, and more to come. We're still working on things to get the message out there. So please go to Amazon, get your book. Thank you all for tuning in, and we look forward to you tuning in next week. That is our last show of the year, but not of the season. We will have our last show next week. I wanted to actually give you a little promo of who's coming on. If you are from the DMV, then you will already know who this is. I'll just say Kitty of the City and Sincere. They will be here. We're going to have a hip hop kind of fun. It's going to be music. We're going to get some inside Hollywood little spills, little tea about the I think the biopic Tyler Perry Oprah, because Jeannie Jones has the scoop. If you all know who Jeannie Jones is, and you know it's going to be a fun time. And then we're going to come back in January. So I don't want you to miss next week's show. But let's check that out, and then we'll come back and say goodbye. So you all please tune in next week for the very last show. Thank you, El Michelle, for tuning in. Thank you, Mocha. I appreciate y'all. We will see you next week. Until then, be safe, take care, and have a good time this weekend. It's a long weekend.